Hello AOS fans, Robin here, back again with another deck for you. This one's going to be part of a best of three. I'm taking on the Nightvault and Pete will be playing the Grots. So it's a best of three, and if you're one of our Patreon supporters, you'll be able to watch episodes 2 and 3, if a third occurs, over on Patreon. If you're just watching us on YouTube, then you will only get the first episode. So if you enjoy it and you want to see more, then do consider coming to watch us over there on Patreon. I think you have to pledge at the $5 level to get the best of three. So it's a little bit of extra for you guys if you do pledge some money. Do feel free to do that. And obviously, if you don't want to, then that's fine too. Just enjoy the content we put out. We try and put most of our stuff out on YouTube for everybody to enjoy. So without further ado, I shall move over to my Nightvault deck. First objective is change of tactics, particularly easy I think for these guys to score because they have the card that enables them to go on guard, Spectral Parry, which I'll talk about in a second. But anyway, so change of tactics is the first one, and then escalation, which is traditionally in most decks I think, precise use of force. A good card for the Nightvaults, I hope, against most warbands, not particularly good against the heavy hitters, but against these little grotty ones, then maybe it will come in good. Swarming Spirits, score this immediately if 2 or more friendly fighters move through a hex occupied by an enemy fighter in this phase. I think it's a good card to have for the Nightvaults. There's lots of opportunities for movement and trying to score that glory, and it's score immediately, so that's a good card in there. Take the city, score this in every phase if all your objectives are on one, if you hold all objectives on one or more game boards. I think there's a fairly good chance of holding this one with Nightvaults. It may be tricky against the Grots, but I've stuck it in there anyway. Treacherous Foe, score this immediately if your warband makes a reaction. This is one of the easiest cards to score in the game, so that's in there. Dashed Hopes, score this in every phase if your warband took at least one enemy fighter out of action in the preceding action phase. I think this is always worth having, pretty much, certainly against the Grots where they all inspire and they're all quite weak still. There's a good chance of killing somebody and getting that glory. Extreme Flank, we wait to see how the FAQ resolves this. By the time we're watching this, it may have been resolved, but I think it's a good card to score with any of the mob warbands, so I think both of us will have this in our deck, and it's a good card to have it there for 2 glory. Fired Up, possibly the easiest card to score in the game. Score this in end phase if at least one of your surviving friendly fighters is inspired. Keep them guessing. Now, I am an R between this one and As Nagash commands, which is the one if there are no objective people on objectives, no enemies on objectives. And in the end, I've put in keep them guessing because I am in control of that. Whereas once, with a best of 3 in particular, once Pete knows I've got As Nagash commands, the chances of leaving somebody off an objective are fairly slim with so many fighters. So I've stuck keep them guessing in there, which I haven't got a lot of people with cards with actions on, so it may struggle to score that, but it's in there anyway. We'll have to see how we go. Singled Out, score this in an end phase if surviving friendly fighter has 3 or more upgrades. It's basically Chosen Champion, but from the Nightvault set. So that's in there. I think I would be able to score that. It's good for things like the Briar Queen, who don't tend to get involved when I play these guys. And then finally, Supremacy, 3 glory, 7 fighters, push moves. I think there's a good chance of scoring Supremacy. We'll have to wait and see. Moving over to my gambits, I've gone with 11 or 22 power cards altogether, so we've got 11 gambits, starting with Jewel of Wits. Play this when an opponent plays a ploy, draw 2 power cards. And then I have Great Concussion. I think this is still brilliant to have. It's going to be useful with my guides and trying to keep the goblins away, and particularly that pesky fanatic who could be very lethal if he gets in amongst my Nightvaults. Ready for Action. I think it's still one of the best cards of the game. Twist the Knife. Good for the Grots, good for any number of these guys, really, to just do that extra damage. Drifting Advance. Push all friendly chain-rush up to 2 hexes. Maddening Cackle. Play this after an enemy fighter's attack action that fails, that fighter is no longer inspired and cannot be inspired. I think this is a great card. It could really mess up ideas. Unfortunately, it's not going to be much good against the Fanatic because he doesn't make an attack action. Otherwise, it would be absolutely perfect card. Spectral Parry. Okay, that's the one where you could put a guard token next to a guy. That's going to be brilliant for scoring. Change of tactics. Sudden Appearance. Choose a friendly fighter to place them on any starting hex. Again, brilliant. Great for getting somebody out of trouble. Equally good for putting somebody in trouble and getting some supports, getting in behind Pete if I need to. I think that's definitely a good card to have in there. A Vengeful Curse, play this after enemy fighter's attack action takes. For any fighter of action, their attacker suffers 1 damage. Determined Effort, +1 dice for the first attack action in the next activation. That was a good card to have. And Pit Trap at the end. If I push somebody back, I do an extra 1 damage. I could have gone for Trap and Pit Trap, but I wanted to try and use as many Nighthaunt cards as I could, which is also why Vengeful Curse is in there rather than Death Throes. Moving on, we have a Destiny to Meet, so we're on to our upgrades now. A Destiny to Meet. Going to try and keep somebody at the back, keep them alive, pop a Destiny to Meet on them to get an extra glory at the end of the game. Awakened Weapon. You can reroll 1 attack dice each time this fighter makes an attack action. Always good to have. Shade Glass Darts. I think this is good to have in your deck. It gives them a bit of range and maybe an extra damage as well. Could be really useful. Chill Touch. Love Chill Touch. Rolls of dodges are not successful for defense rolls. Going to be brilliant against the Grots. So Chill Touch is in there. It goes on any chain rasp. Creeping Terror. This is in there for a bit of fun. If you move through somebody, you can do 1 damage. Shacklegeist Chains. Now, I'll really be hoping I can get this on Varclav and get Varclav stuck in the games. Could get an extra glory point if I kill somebody. So I really want to get stuck into some minor Grots with Varclav. Hope for the best. Champion's Fortitude. You can reroll 1 defense dice each time you make a defense roll for this fighter. Could be useful. Rolling an extra defense dice, get it on Varclav if he's in the thick of it. Good. Fadeaway Crystal, help me with Supremacy, jumping around on objectives. Could be useful indeed. Again, great Fortitude, +1 wounds, great Strength, obviously, +1 damage. And finally, the Slumbering Key in there for much the same reason as a Destiny to Meet. It's in there to try and boost that end of game glory. So that's my deck. It's a best of 3. Interesting to see how it goes. I'm not sure it's the strongest deck I could have created, but hopefully I can use it to good effect. So until we play the game, I hope you're enjoying your Nightvault out there, and I'll see you soon. Bye!